Hello everyone, I'm Zane Smith and welcome back to the Red Zone. I just wanted to go over some things that we focused on in our clinic, in our putting clinic. So what we're going to do today is I'm just going to show you guys, kind of review what we talked about with putting distance, right? Making sure we have good distance control, and then also a little bit of technique, okay? How to stand to the ball and what things to make sure we do in the setup that allow us to hit consistent putts. So number one, I like to start with the grip, how I hold the club. So I'm not going to hold the golf club like I would any other golf club. So a lot of people mistakenly put this pinky pad on top of the club right here. What I want to do is I want to have the pinky on the side, the pinky pad on the side. Okay, so this little area right here, just beneath my hand, that's going to go on the side of the grip. And then the thumb right here, the top of the thumb here is going to go on top of the grip. Okay, so you can see my thumb going straight down the front of the grip, the top of the pistol grip there. And then I'm going to take my other hand, I'm going to place the pinky pad there on the side of the fingers right here. So the same thing on the side, and then the thumb and the thumb pad are going to go more on top. Okay, so making sure you have that grip is going to be important, because if I take a grip where I hold it kind of like a hammer where this pad's on top, then I'm going to get a lot of face change or face rotation. And I don't want face rotation. I don't want that face to change. I want it to stay square. Okay, now a little arc is okay, but that's not going to be done with the wrist. That's going to be done just by virtue of turning our shoulders. So now that we have the grip right, now let's talk a little bit more about the technique and the setup. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to try and get my eyes over the ball line, the line of the target to from the ball to the hole. I want to get my eyes over that line. One great drill for that, one great drill to see if you're there, is to take a ball, place it right underneath your left eye, and then drop it. Okay, that's going to show you where you want that ball located. Okay, that eye line can be just inside the ball line, but it can't be way over and it can't be way this way, right? It can't. I would much rather you err on this side, staying on this side of that ball line with your eyes, than being over it like this. Okay, so once I know that, then I can go ahead and start working on some drills that help me with my posture and setup. So I'm going to go ahead and do one called table, chair, back, and bend. Okay, this is just for putting. So I'm going to take my club, put it out here in front. Okay, so you can see I'm making a table. I'm making a flat table with the shaft of the club in my arms. Then I'm going to make a chair. Okay, going to rest my upper arms right here against my torso, my chest. And then I'm going to go back. Okay, I'm going to go back with my butt and down with my chest, and then bend my knees a little bit. Once I'm there, now I know I'm in a good spot, and now I know I can hit a good putt. So I'm going to go ahead and take it back and through. Okay, and I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to make sure that I'm doing it right. Get that table, chair, back, and bend. Okay, and the last thing to know is that we're not going to use a lot of wrists in this. We're going to use mostly shoulders, right? Okay, that's going to be, if you're somebody who putts real wristy, the idea is that we want to eliminate that. We want to try and get it just the shoulders turning. So we're turning the shoulders back, turning the shoulders through. Okay, so I hope this helps. Let's go on and do some distance work, some distance control. All right, so there's two things I have to remember for key distance control, so for making sure that I don't three putt. Okay, number one is I've got to maintain a consistent tempo. It doesn't matter whether I'm up there or back here, I have to make sure I'm making the same rhythm. I always like to tell students it's a lot like a metronome. So it's going to be back and through, tick, tock, okay? Just like a clock. And so what you're going to do is try and maintain that consistent tempo throughout any distance that you have, okay? I also want the students to understand that they want to take it back a certain distance to go through a certain distance, right? So we're going to match. So if we have a really short putt, we're going to take it back here through there. We don't want to go back short and then accelerate way through. That just doesn't make any sense. That's good. That means I'm going to hit my little 5-footer there. I'm going to blow it way by. Okay, and I don't want to do that. So I just want to make sure that if I take it back this far, I go through this far. If I take it back this far, I go through this far. Okay, that's going to really help you control your speed. Okay, so now let's talk about a little game. All right, so I have a little game, a little drill that I like to do. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try measuring from the bottom of the grip here to the start of the head. Okay, so that's about 2 feet. And what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try to get in a row, all 4 of these in a row, the ball within that 2 feet distance. Okay, if I fail on, say, this one, I go back to the beginning. So I'm going to see if I can make them all in a row. Okay, so let's go ahead and try. So I'm going to go up here to this first one. Okay, I'm going to set up, go ahead and do my routine. Why not? Set up with my feet, my ball, and hit. Perfect. That's within that 2 feet. Now I'm going to go back to this one. Now I'm going back a little bit further, keeping that same tempo though. A little bit further. It's good tempo. That's within 2 feet. Now I'm going to go back to this one right here. Set up. Show back a little bit further. That's a real good one. Perfect. And then I'm going to go back to this one right here. Same thing. Set up. Go back a little bit further. Pretty good. All those within 2 feet. So doing drills like that, again, little games, they're going to actually help you. They're going to help you try and get into a routine and get into the mindset of each shot counts, right? Which, if you're just putting around, doesn't really help you all that much, because whenever you're playing, those shots you're hitting actually count. So whenever you're practicing, try and do things to where you give yourself that same impression that each shot counts, that this shot matters, okay? So hopefully that helps. Again, thank you for enjoying the Red Zone. Thank you for joining me, and thanks for watching. See you next time.